Greetings, nerdlings, and welcome to AmalgamNation presents World of Lorecraft, Herocraft, Arthas Menethil edition, part 2. When he came to the doors of Azshol Narub, Arthas found himself being fired upon by dwarves who revealed themselves to be followers of Myrddin, who had remained there when their leader appeared to die. Now they were led by Myrddin's underling, Baelgun Flamebeard. Leaving Saphiron outside, Arthas battled through not only Baelgun's dwarves, but also the Nerubian survivors as he delved into the broken Spider Kingdom. Nubarak's aid was invaluable as he circumvented many traps which would have cut Arthas' stay fatally short. As Arthas faced Baelgun, the dwarf warned that the shifting earth had released an ancient evil from below the kingdom. As Arthas and Nubarak delved deeper into the kingdom, that evil became apparent. The Faceless Ones, a powerful, vicious race thought only to exist in legend. Arthas and Nubarak even managed to defeat the incredibly powerful Forgotten One. As they made their way to the Upper Kingdom, an earthquake collapsed part of the passage they were in, separating Nubarak from Arthas. The young king had to rely upon his wits to see himself through several daunting booby traps before Nubarak dug his way to Arthas. Once reunited, the Crypt Lord complimented the young Death Knight, saying he now understood why Ner'zhul had chosen him as his champion. As they climbed out of Azshol Narub, the Lich King contacted Arthas once again and explained that he was losing his power because the Frozen Throne had been cracked and the energy was seeping from it. Ner'zhul replenished Arthas' powers, knowing he would need them in the coming battle. When they finally reached the surface, they immediately had to contend with Illidan's forces. Vash's Naga and Kael's Blood Elves were there to contest Arthas' minions at every turn. Arthas, with Nubarak's help, battled his way through their forces and magically activated the 4 Ice Crown obelisks around the glacier, opening the doors to the Frozen Throne. However, Illidan was waiting for him. Arthas warned Illidan to leave Azeroth and never return. Refusal from Illidan initiated a short but intense duel, with Illidan inadvertently leaving himself open. Arthas pressed the advantage, slicing open the Demon Hunter's chest with Frostmourne. Illidan collapsed in the snow as Arthas turned towards the gates of Icecrown, triumphant. Arthas entered the hollow glacier and beheld a winding pinnacle chained to the ice. As he strode up the stairs towards his destiny, the voices of those he had forsaken flooded through his mind. He heard Myrddin Bronzebeard, Uther, and Jaina calling out to him, yet he ignored them, continuing his ascent. Finally he reached the pinnacle, and before him he saw the icy cask. Inside was a suit of armour, arranged as if seated on a massive throne. Now only one voice spoke to him, the rasping whisper of Ner'zhul. "Return the blade. Complete the circle. Release me from this prison." With a great cry of strength, Arthas brought Frostmourne to bear against the Lich King's icy prison, and with a haunting scream, the Frozen Throne exploded, and shards of the crystal scattered on the ground. With Ner'zhul's thorny helm at his feet, Arthas leaned forward, picked it up, and placed the unimaginably powerful artifact on his head. "Now," Ner'zhul's voice echoed within his mind, "we are one." In that moment, Ner'zhul and Arthas' spirits fused into a single mighty being, just as the Lich King had always planned. Arthas as a single being ceased to exist, now one half of one of the most powerful entities Azeroth had ever known, the new Lich King. While he dreamed, Arthas banished his humanity and suppressed Ner'zhul's spirit, allowing him to become the dominant personality of the Lich King. As the Lich King, Arthas instigated another Scourge invasion of Azeroth, provoking a counter-offensive in Northrend by the Horde, Alliance, Argent Crusade, and Knights of the Ebonblade. In doing so, he lured powerful heroes to Northrend and placed many challenges before them, seeking to weed out the weak and make the strong question their own morality. He planned to raise the world's greatest fighters as his new champions and use them to spearhead attacks on their homelands in a reflection of his own journey. His plan nearly succeeded when a group of adventurers led by Tyrion Fordring finally ascended the Frozen Throne and did battle with him after Horde, Alliance, and Ashen Verdict forces assaulted Icecrown Citadel. The Lich King froze Tyrion in a block of ice, and in the middle of the battle he suddenly killed the adventurers in a single mighty blow. Ultimately, the Lich King's plans were foiled when, just as he was about to raise the would-be heroes into undead, Tyrion called upon the light and freed himself from the ice, shattering Frostmourne with the Ashbringer, releasing all of the souls inside, including Arthas' soul. The Lich King was severely weakened, and Tyranus resurrected the adventurers who defeated him alongside Tyrion. After striking a mortal blow against the Lich King, the helm of domination was knocked off of Arthas' head as he reached for it in desperation before collapsing on the ground. As he lay dying, the spirit of his father appeared before him as the glow brought on, but his fusion with Ner'zhul faded from his eyes. With his soul freed and his connection with the Lich King severed, Arthas was returned to his former self, albeit in his dying moments. Arthas asked his father if it was over, to which Tyranus placed a comforting hand over Arthas and replied, "At long last, no king rules forever, my son." Arthas said that he saw only darkness before him, with his eyes rolling back and his hand falling lifelessly to the ground, ending the life of Arthas Menethil once and for all. Arthas' tomb, or resting place, whichever you prefer to call it. There is no official information, but a new large tomb inside the New Stormwind graveyard is believed to be Arthas' tomb, since it has the Lordaeron crest on it, and most major characters from Lordaeron have set resting places and or monuments already. Letters concerning Arthas. Letter from Uther to Mimbless Evermorn. Mimbless, greetings, my friend. I hope the light finds you well. The young Arthas fills me with hope. He recently became a full paladin, and is nearly all I could hope for in a Knight of the Silver Hand. He is strong and powerful, with a devotion to his people that borders on zealousness. He is a fine paladin, and will make a fine king when our beloved Tyrannus leaves us. Arthas has some growing to do, so I hope King Tyrannus will remain here for some time. The only thing that bothers me about Arthas is that he has a disturbing quality in him. Sometimes in training I have seen him go a little far while sparring. He is so dedicating to winning the match that he forgets that it is only for training. He lacks control. I suppose it's a sense of ruthlessness that lies under his honourable exterior. I have full confidence that he will use this dedication to battle for his people, and I look forward to testing him. Once he really whets his sword, I can begin to teach him control. I don't want to reign his power just yet, till I can see what he's capable of. Arthas loves his people very much. We recently visited some of the poorer villages outside of Lordaeron, giving healing to those in need. I want to test his healing powers, as well as see how he interacted with his people beyond the wealthy nobles in the city. He was full of pity for these people, weeping for a woman who had lost her leg in a wolf attack. After healing her pain, he set out on horseback searching for the wolf. He slew 3, bringing the pelts back to the woman to serve as her blankets. I was touched, but again a little alarmed at his single-mindedness. She was grateful, and as we were there to serve the wounded and sick, our work was completed. His relationship with Jaina Proudmoore is one I must watch. Lordaeron has never had a mage as a queen, but if she and Arthas wed, that's what we will be faced with. Perhaps it will be a good union of magic and politics, or at least bring the mages and paladins closer together. I will watch them carefully. A good thing about Jaina is that she will soften his hard edges, while she attacks her obstacles with a firm and unyielding mind. She is more diplomatic and cerebral in her approach, while Arthas may simply hammer on something until it disintegrates. They will make a strong union. He is the naked steel of a sword, and she is a fist in a velvet glove. I have confidence that they will receive public support, and I will lend them my support as well. I watch Arthas training on the field, and feel he can take on anything. He attacks with a single-mindedness that I know he will apply toward anything in life, be it physical confrontations or political. King Tyrannus has a good son. I have total confidence in Arthas. Yes, he has more to learn, but don't we all? He'll overcome his weaknesses and become a wise king in time. Looking forward to our trip to Stratholme. Signed, Uther. Letter from Arthas to Magni Bronzebeard. To King Magni Bronzebeard, Lord of Ironforge. It is my sad duty to bring you very grim news. I am certain you know of Murden's mission here in Northrend to strike at the Scourge and discover useful artifacts. We fought together against the Scourge, and although I survived, Murden fell to the undead and demons. I grieve for my brave friend and your valiant brother, yet know that his heroic death was not in vain, for his life ensured my victory against the Lich King's minions and my recovery of the ancient sword known as Frostmourne. I shall be returning to Lordaeron soon, with Frostmourne in hand. I come to re-establish order and bring forth a shining new age. Murden's remaining clansmen here will take his body back to Ironforge. You cannot know how deep are my sympathies. I know that this letter offers small consolation, but I felt you should learn of Murden's death as soon as possible. You have lost a brother, and I have lost a valued friend. May the light preserve our peoples. Signed, Prince Arthas Menethil. Okay, that brings an end to the lore of Arthas Menethil, who became the Lich King. Not quite as long as I expected, but then again, there is a lot more information there. It's just, it tends to repeat itself after a certain time. So I'm going to leave all of that, because like I said, it repeats itself, just like I just repeated myself. So thank you for watching, and as always, remember, play the game and game to play.